basically followed the cave. You decided that you were all going to go down into the cave after the shield guardian, after it fell through the pool and disappeared into the darkness. There was a little bit of a setback with who was it now? Oh, I can't remember. Was it Sam and it was, wasn't it? It was Sam and Ratface dangling on the end of a rope for a little while. And, but you managed to get rescued, and then you decided all to go into the cave, and you followed the path all the way down. One of you maybe got a little kind of sense of a message, and you decided to take the left hand? No, right hand. You decided to go right and head downwards, on the lookout for this shield guardian. Unfortunately though, you came across a big toad in a lake, or rather it's not a lake, it's a large pool, and
it's a toilet.
It's a toilet.
Toilet.
Yes, it's a toilet. Yeah, so you came across this this large toad with lots of little swarms of frogs. You were able to kill the frogs pretty easily. The toad, not so much. It took a while to get him. He kept going under the water and getting like +5 cover or something like that. So you did a little bit of acrobatics. Tal basically did a somersault and landed on its head, which was enough for a point of inspiration, I believe, if I remember.
Yep.
But you weren't able to get a very good hit on him because you were so astonished by your amazing acrobatic skills that you only got a 5 hit points on him, I think. Tule or Valenta, you got in the water, and you were trying to save Ren. So you ended up both climbing on top of the rock. Eventually you managed to kill the toad, and you then decided to have a rest. There is a chest on the top of the...
Sorry for that.
That's fine. There's a chest on the top of the rock as well, and you decided that you would loot the chest after you had a long rest. So, you're in the middle of your long rest. You're all sleeping, apart from Triss and Ren. Of course, being elves, they don't need as much sleep as you. In fact, they don't need sleep at all. And so you're all in the middle of your long rest. Triss and Ren are awake.
Sorry.
And take it away, Triss and Ren. You know what's going on. Everybody else is asleep.
Triss will kind of rouse a bit and nose wrinkles as she's looking around because something obviously disturbed her from her trancing. And she looks towards the water, and as she stands and kind of peers closer to it, what in the 9 hells is going on in here?
Eldritch Blast.
So Ren kind of sits there, he's like, big deep sigh, and then kind of gets up to have a look and see what's going on.
Don't give me that sigh of your... Can you not smell the stench? Worse than before.
Rhalghar lies...
I just assumed that Ratface had a bath or something. Clearly, this is not good.
No. This is a bit beyond the goblin in a bath. What is that in the water? Does is she, with her dark vision, is she able to see all of that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see clearly in what's going on with it. It's got a kind of phosphorescence, so it's almost kind of like allowing the cave to be kind of dimly lit almost. So yes, you can see clearly.
Oh, those are a lot more smaller, but
Swear we'd gotten rid of them.
Oh,
Swear we'd gotten rid of them. Ugh. What do you want to do? I mean, do we wake them up? Do we just... I don't know. What do you want to do?
tempting as to see how flammable all this is. The other two over there might get a bit of a suntan.
It'll be fine. I mean, what? We could drop a torch, I suppose, over the side. See what I'm well. Well, maybe that's not the best idea. I suppose we better wake him up.
Okay.
Entire party. TK.
Okay. So I'm going to, yeah, let's wake him up.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to...
Quietly.
We could do this quietly, or we could do this... It's more fun to not do it quietly, but, you know...
Okay, then. She snaps her fingers and creates a peal of thunder.
Okay.
Stop farting in your sleep.
Okay. So the thunder kind of rolls around the cave, and
Make a little smile on her face.
it echoes and it echoes and it echoes, and it seems to rumble on, echoing sort of for a really long time. And as everybody kind of rouses, as they wake up from their sleep, what you'll see is the water in the pool has gone a really thick, nasty green, kind of sludgy and phosphorescent kind of consistency. And what you notice is that there's no longer the giant toad is no longer in the pool. And it looks like it may have actually completely dissolved into the water. And around the outside of the pool, you see a few little swarms of frogs, and they are basically at the edge of the pool, and they're kind of feeding on the water, on the sludge, and having a grand time.
Frog.
See if we can maybe scare them away. So I'm going to do like a
Minor illusion.
minor illusion, obviously.
Oh, I can use a minor
Of
illusion.
course. Wow, how not even 5 minutes into the
yeah.
game.
So just to make a bubbling sound under the water, that kind of like a predator that's threatening them.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
See if we can scare them off.
A couple of them, well, they're swarms of frogs, so they seem to move back a little bit at the noise, but then they just kind of carry on snuffling in the water. I mean, this was originally a big toad pool, so they're stupid. there's no kind of, the toad was their biggest predator. They're not too bothered.
Let's just get out of here. No.
We need to loot the treasure.
Yeah, we need someone to open the treasure chest, don't we?
Well, your fedora gives you advantage on treasure checks.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Man. Okay. So, so first thing I'd like to do then is I'm going to cast resistance on myself.
Is it to resist just taking everything for yourself?
No, it's to resist the trap that's going to spring and probably kill me. And then I'd like to just check to see if there's any traps around the treasure chest, please.
Yep. Okay. So go and investigate for me, please.
Investigation. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So we can roll your d4, but
Well, D4's more for when whatever's in there.
Oh wait, it's not guidance.
Slices
is
me
it?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking it was guidance,
No,
not
yeah.
resistance.
I'll be like, oh yeah, it all looks fine. All looks fine.
I'll support him.
Sorry, I thought I read that as guidance.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so you open the chest, it pings open without too much trouble, and inside you find a probably about this size red stone that is glowing ever so slightly. It's kind of pulsing almost like it's a heartbeat.
Okay.
It's vaguely heart-shaped, but not exactly. And it's a very deep ruby red colour. And you also find an amulet as well, which you've seen them before, so you know exactly what they are. They're an amulet of healing, which is just +2 to any HP rolls.
Awesome. Okay.
And
So I'm gonna.
Sorry.
No, carry on. Go for it.
You find 10 gold pieces as well.
So I'm gonna hand the red kind of heart-shaped thing. I'm gonna hand that to Triss and go. This is probably more your area of expertise than mine.
She looks down at it, looks at him, looks down at him. Already? Interesting. And she takes the gem.
Just like, oh, and I'm gonna
Story in the making.
I'm gonna pop the amulet over my head.
Okay.
She will just put that in the pouch for the interim, since they kind of need to, get off this little island first.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll mention to Ratface that there's gold in there if he wants it.
The thing about the island, Elmore was making a bridge last time, so everyone can cross it easily.
Is there a frog in our midst?
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, Elmore, if you've got the materials to make a bridge.
I think you said there was a broken bridge that had been broken apart and I was going to use mending to fix it.
Oh, I don't remember that bit, but yeah, okay, that's fine.
If that's not it, I don't remember exactly what was going on. So.
There's a broken bridge with a bit that you're mending, that's fine.
Oh.
So you mend it. And so what you see, actually, as you guys start to sort of come to your senses again, you see that Ratface has with him a giant rat. It's now pretty much
on his face.
It's now pretty much the same size as him.
It's actually a bit nearly twice my size.
Is he nearly twice his size? All right then. He's
do
quite a bit bigger.
Do we recognize the markings on it?
He's a rideable rat.
Of course he is.
He's got a little.
With saddle.
He's got a little saddle and a little pair of reins as well around his little nozzle. He's got little, a bridle.
That's all from one rest.
I know.
It's a very special rat.
You got wet overnight.
Yeah.
You'll also notice that there's a hawk in your midst as well, which is not something that you will have seen previously. You've woken up to find a bird in your midst, which you weren't aware of. And generally speaking, you're all feeling a lot healthier. You're feeling stronger and $6
million worth better.
I think the first thing that Rhalghar did when he heard the thunder, he was screaming, "Thor, what?" And then knew what was going on.
Can Elmore look underneath the chest, see if there's anything under the chest?
Yeah, it's kind of slimy under there. There's nothing under there. It's obviously been there for a long time.
Hey, I would hide stuff in slime, so would Ratface.
I remember a party and somebody pulled up the chest and there was like a swarm of rats.
It wasn't there? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Triss is also carrying a book that she didn't seem to have. At least it wasn't visible beforehand, and it has the same symbol as her amulet.
Yep.
Bright gold.
Made the right choice.
Elmore has nothing new except for more goo.
Are you collecting the goo?
No, it's just on his shoes.
Ah, okay.
I don't want to touch what I don't know.
Sam is hiding in the shadows.
Sam has turned into a snake.
Yeah, Trissel with the bridge, she will cross back over to the other side.
Okay.
Yep. Me too.
Have we even found the statue, the guardian statue yet?
No.
No, we've got to go and find it.
May I do one thing?
Yeah.
I would like to try to check the chest one more time just to see it has no double bottom. Like
Okay.
everybody thinks it's maybe empty, but it has maybe a double bottom and you don't see it.
Okay.
All right. Can I knock on it or?
Yeah, you can investigate it. That's fine.
All right, I'm gonna investigate it. Let's see.
Destroy it.
No, I'm not gonna destroy it. One moment.
Honor
Invest.
for justice.
Investigation. Yeah, here.
Okay, I'll take the top one.
Oh, sorry.
Did you have an advantage? Hopefully.
There's not really. It's quite dusty. There looks like there is kind of not exactly a secret compartment, but another kind of layer to the box. And there's nothing in there. There's like an old rusty dagger and lots of dust and spider webs.
That dust looks like it could be expensive.
Alright, shame. Alright. Then I take the dusty the dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
It's a magic dagger of tetanus.
Yeah.
Yeah, too right.
I've heard about another dagger in another campaign that when you picked it up, made all sounds masterful.
Yeah.
Lick it.
Different realm.
Tell me what it tastes like.
Were there any other exits from this cave?
Yeah, I think on the right.
Yeah, so you've got where you came from, which was on your left, and on your right, which would be heading forwards.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
follow it
Trissel will
around.
be heading this away just to see what's on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see that the hawk is perched on my shoulder.
Ew, fancy pantsy.
Has the hawk left a white trail down your back?
No, he's very well behaved.
Mm-hmm.
He's very translucent and blue.
Renwin, that's something new. I've not even mentioned a rat that has grown in size like 10 times, but what, did you just dream and it appeared, or?
Oh, this there. Well, yeah, I kind of just woke up and there he was, just kind of sat there. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna kind of look at Ratface and go, do you know what? You should get like maybe a lance attached to it. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Lance.
Just like on the side, just
Oh, I think I might have done
Just
it
don't
already.
touch my
Cal.
Roland.
you can see my hawks kind of
Roll
looking
into
at
yourself,
it
sir.
like.
Your Hulk wouldn't be able to lift it off the ground. Little fat rat.
We'll see.
Oh no! Damn it! I went too far.
Who's that right there? That's Rhalghar. Rhalghar, can you make a dex save, please?
Oh.
Oh no. Oh.
Sliding down the Brock slime slide.
Okay. So
Oh.
that is a miss, I believe. You got 18,
Oh.
haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Your
put up my
18.
shield probably.
So you just managed to dodge out of the way of the pile of frogs, which has spat at you. And it
Aw.
spat this.
Is it these
poison.
ones here behind us?
No, it's these
No.
ones
Someone-
here,
I
right in
can't see
front
it.
of you.
Yeah, I can't see that far yet. Okay.
Yeah, that right there. Just came-
Anything? Well, should we really have these things at our back? I mean, comfortable
The dynamic lighting.
behind us.
If they spit at Rhalghar probably would attack them.
Okay.
As a bonus, he would spit first. Spit
Roll
back and then.
initiative then, please. When I've got the tracker up.
Oh, yeah, initiative.
There you go.
17. Wow,
Hang on.
that's new for Rhalghar.
You didn't
I
come up
got
on
a
the thing?
Oh, what? No, I didn't click myself. No!
That's fine.
I
I'll add
remember
you.
when low
Oh, now
initiative
15.
was best.
It's
Oh.
fine, we'll make it
Are we
17.
in battle already?
Yeah.
Uh,
Rhalghar has a spitting fight with frogs.
we're all gonna die. Eeyore.
I'm not getting killed by frogs, I can tell you that much now. That is not going to happen.
Wow, somebody's got a nice initiative roll there. So, okay, Triceria, it is your turn.
Valenta isn't on it yet.
Oh, is she not?
She rolled 17,
17.
14, and 21.
You're gonna have to take the top one. Actually, now I come to think of it, it was Rhalghar that kind of initiated the combat, so Rhalghar gets the first go and then we'll start from the top.
Yeah.
Gonna use my strongest deck? No, I don't. I'm just gonna whack it.
Yeah, okay, 1
It helped
second.
before, so.
1 second, just need to redo the turn order there. Come on. Right, that's better. Okay, so go and use your whatever weapon you want to then and make your attack. Okay, that's a hit. It's 9 slashing damage.
Nice.
I probably won't use the sharp edge, but just the flat surface of the axe, just to
Okay.
flat.
All right, okay. You did manage to flatten a few of the frogs, yes, but they are still very much working as a cohesive group.
Dang it.
Jesus.
So, okay, we'll start at the top then. You haven't got a second attack, have you? No, you've only got the one.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just a cleric.
Triceria.
The frogs behind us, have they done anything? Have they,
Not
started looking
yet.
our way?
They are,
It's not their turn yet.
it's not their turn yet, no. But also, when Rhalghar, you tried to flatten the other swarm of frogs, they have basically become alert.
Ah.
So they are starting to like, oh, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
So she's going to preempt something. Triss is going to move. So she's just going to move to the edge here, and she is going to. All the markings on her face are going to glow,
Mm-hmm.
bright gold, and she utters a word that carries weight to it. Now, the other clerics in the party are going to recognize this as some sort of divine word because it resonates within you. And as she utters this word, a glow erupts from her and hits both of these
One of them dirty gods.
within 5 feet of her. They need to make a constitution.
They do indeed.
Yes,
Con
Constitution
save,
save.
yeah. Which one are you hitting?
Both of them. It's within 5 feet.
So it's a go area of effect, AOE, yeah. Cool. Okay. So
DC.
Word of
Frogs
radiance.
1 is going to make a con save. And Frogs 2 is also going to make a con save. Okay. Slightly lucky rolls there. That's above your spell DC?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So they
The light
have...
erupts from her, and she looks at the frogs, looks down at her amulet, looks back at the frogs again. I did what you told me. It didn't do anything. What was the point?
Let's go look on and go, oh, for fuck's sake.
Right, okay. However, they are now kind of slightly glowing. Not that that has any particular effect, but you did make them glow slightly.
Nightlight frogs.
Yeah,
frog.
nightlight frogs. Okay, and it does of course mean that they are now fully alert. as
Totally
it were.
pissed off. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you've used all of your movement. Do you want to use any more?
She will back up a few steps.
Okay. All right. So now it's Ratface's turn.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to move up into the tunnel a little bit here. And I go and turn to Roland and say, let's see what you got. And I'll send him to attack that little pile of frogs just by Ralph there.
This one. Okay.
This song could be
Go for it.
spectacular or terrible.
That's a hit.
2?
You got 12.
Oh, 12. Wow. That's my rat, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, click on your bitey bite.
Yeah, click on bite.
Hmm.
And 3 points.
2 plus 1.
Roland runs up and licks them to death.
Oh my god.
He likes to get high off the toads, does he?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, that's cool. So do you want to move at all?
No, that's me
No.
fine.
Okay.
My rat, can he come back, or does he stay where he is?
He'll get an opportunity attack on him if he moves away.
Yeah,
But
he's quite
you
happy
can,
looking.
as an action, you can ask him to disengage, but it is an action.
No, I'll leave him where he is. I think he'll be alright.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Valenta.
All right. I'm gonna go where Triss was attacking the frog. I will get close to it like that, and then I'm gonna try to hit them all with my trident. Let's see. Yeah, sure. All right, here it goes.
Okay, that's a hit.
All right, cool. 7 piercing.
7. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Now, if you move, you'll get an oppo, or you can stay there. It's up to you.
I'm gonna stand where I am. It's
You're gonna
fine.
stand where you are. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, that's fine. So next up is Rhalghar again.
Yeah. Again, whack the toads. Is it a hit?
Same frogs.
Yeah.
As before. That's a hit. Roll damage.
Meager 4.
Okay. All right. So you bring your battle axe down onto the frogs again, and you manage to splat a couple more. But they are
Whacking it.
still there. They're still working together, slimily climbing over each other.